did you enter China? How could you come back? What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaisa and I make videos about my life here in China. I'm actually not at home. I'm in the quarantine hotel in Shanghai. I live in Beijing, but we arrived here in Shanghai about 1.5 weeks ago. So I'm lost in counting which day of quarantine it is today. But anyways, we are doing our 14 days quarantine here since we entered China from Finland, and that's what is required in China. So the most asked question definitely was, how did you enter China? How could you come back? Like, isn't there a travel ban for foreigners to China? And the answer is yes. You are absolutely right. There is a general travel ban for foreigners to enter China that was introduced around late March, and it's still valid. So most foreigners cannot enter China. However, there are a number of exceptions to this rule. So the exceptions are listed on the website of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China, so you might want to check the list out if you are considering whether or not you have a chance to come back to China as a foreigner. So I do not have a Chinese passport. My husband Ambi, he has a Chinese passport, so he could come here as a Chinese citizen, and me myself, I had a valid visa. That's how we entered here. Okay, I was running out of light way faster than I thought, so I just switched a little bit so I could have the table lamp as the background lighting. Anyways, so where was I? So yeah, question number 2. How can you be together in the same room with your husband during the quarantine? Good question. So at the beginning we were separated into 2 different rooms with my husband. We had to stay that way for 1 day, and the second day we got our negative test results, and after that we got the permission to stay in the same room. So they didn't automatically give it to us, but after quite a lot of fighting with the local authorities and the hotel staff, they allowed us to stay in the same room. So I think it might depend on where you are doing your quarantine. Zuki asked, can you kindly stipulate the quarantine costs, if any? You have to pay for the quarantine yourself. It's not for free, so the hotel cost around 300 RMB per day, and the meals cost 50 RMB per day, including 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Ty Windsor asks, how expensive was the flight? Just curious if it was multiple times or just a little bit more expensive than normally. It was multiple times more expensive than normally a plane ticket. George Liu, I love that you always comment on my videos. You asked that, can you choose which foods you want? So the answer is no, you cannot. They basically offer you a menu that always indicates which foods you're gonna get, like for each meal. You cannot choose them yourself. However, in this hotel you can order home delivery. So you can order home delivery and eat whatever you want. We just ordered McDonald's. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Finally something else to eat than the quarantine food. Nice. Then the last question I'm gonna answer is from H. Wang. Did you need to have a health QR app activated on your phone prior to the boarding? Does it work if you have a foreign passport? I'm having a hard time to go through the registration process. So yes and no. I mean, we booked the tickets about a week before boarding the plane, and after maybe a couple of days, I think, we received an SMS saying that you should download this health app and report 14 days prior to the departure your body temperature. And since we bought the tickets like just a week before the flight, so I had to contact the airline company and ask them what are we supposed to do. They said that that's okay, like for me as a foreigner, that I don't have to download it before boarding the flight. However, in Shanghai, once we landed, we had to download several health applications on our phone, and they all ask the same information, and you have to fill it in several times during the day of your landing. But that concludes all the questions. I filmed some random material during some quarantine days